Another day of work come and gone. Today, I've got something on my mind, and I'm going to talk to you guys about it. Cameras. I didn't research today. I did more research on cameras, and I looked up camera bags, and I looked up laptops, and the time is coming. I think Friday is when I'm going to get a camera. Oh my goodness. I was tossing around different ideas about cameras. I originally was going to go with Panasonic because I used to be a Canon guy, right? My very first camera was, but I mean the one that I owned. I mean I used my parents' like camcorders and digital cameras way back in the day, but like my first camera was a Canon Rebel T3. No, T4? It was some Rebel, right? Then I got a Canon. I think I jumped straight to a 5D Mark III. I was, I want the best thing there is. And so I'm gonna get it. So I got it. And it was fantastic. I had no idea how to use it other than the video aspect to get it over to the little video mode, and so I could make my videos. That was it. I didn't know anything about aperture or the f-stop or what have you. I had no idea. I still don't really know. My roommates have we talked about it for like hours a couple nights ago. And so I'm learning, but back then I knew absolutely nothing. And so I got the 5D Mark III. Then I also got like a 6D and stuff as like a second camera. Like, what the heck was I doing? I was living at home. I had like a decent job. It wasn't even like a full-time. I've made some questionable financial decisions in my life. Anyway, I had those cameras. And so I've had, different cameras in the past, but since that time, Sony and Panasonic have really upped their game in terms of cameras and, well, video. So Panasonic, their cheapest camera, or not their cheapest camera, but like their cheapest camera that does 4K video is only like $600 or something. So I was like, heck yeah, I'm going to go with that camera. I want to shoot 4K. So $600? Oh yeah, I can do that. No problem. But I also knew something else. Figured out, that I wanted to go with the Sony A7S II. That was my end game camera. Like that's what I want to end up at. Because I've heard really good things. That is just like the video camera. So that's what I want to go with. And so I was like, well, if my starter camera is Panasonic and my end game camera is Sony, why the lenses wouldn't be able to work with each other? And I don't want to get an adapter. I'm not that kind of, I don't want to, forget that noise. That's just too much trouble. So I was like, why don't I just cut the middleman and make my starter camera a Sony as well? That way, if I get a dope lens for my starter camera, I can still use it on the dope camera down the line, So I was looking at cameras, and I was thinking about the Sony A6000. Then I was looking at, I don't think that shoots 4K. But then I was looking at the A6300, and that does shoot 4K. Oh no, I think the 6000 does shoot 4K. I don't know. I can't remember. But anyway, the 6300 does, and the 5500 does. And I was kind of looking at them both, and I was like, I think I'm going to go with the 6300. The Sony A6300 is the camera I'm probably going to get. So I'm excited. I think it's going to happen, like I said, Friday. So here's the thing. This is going to be a big thing for me. Spending money on something like a camera. I don't really know why. It's probably like, I mean, back home when I made those ridiculous financial decisions to buy those cameras, I was at home with a job. I wasn't paying rent. I wasn't, halfway across the country from, my mom and dad and a nice home cooked meal, like I was in the basement. Actually, I don't know if I was in the basement at the time. Anyway, I was in their house and, I could afford to do that. And out here, it's so just ingrained in my head that I have to survive. That I'm in LA. It's expensive out here. It's hard. You gotta survive, right? And I pressed everything out of my brain in terms of getting cameras, getting gear, getting just about anything. And so my fun purchases were pretty much limited to like pizzas and a video game every now and then, right? Not anything, big, like a big lump of money. And so, but like, and that was when I was, struggling with a job, having jobs that either didn't, like, cover all the bills, or jobs that barely covered the bills, where I was pretty much just getting by. The first year of me being here. So it sounds so weird to say that. Oh my goodness. But now, I am more than well off financially. It's so weird to say that. I'm making more money than I ever have in my life. I am working like 2 jobs. I'm getting more opportunities to make more money. I'm totally good. My rent is like cheaper than it's ever been in LA. It's so weird. And so I can actually afford to think about cameras now. But just the actual deed, like, I'm kind of freaked out. I'm kind of honestly, like, it's going to be so, I don't know, against the grain of how I've been living thus far, Since getting this job, I've, bought more video games, because I was like, I'm going to have a good time. So I bought a couple video games. But it's like, even that doesn't amount to a camera. You know what I mean? So this is going to be nuts. This is going to be something else for me. So that's Friday. And I also looked at laptops for when that time comes. I think I might go back to Windows. Started in Windows, I might end in Windows. Because I think it's time for me to hop the Final Cut ship and go over to the Premiere ship. I'm making all kinds of changes in my life. Going to like buying a camera in Los Angeles, potentially shifting editing programs, getting like shifting computer brands. Like, oh my word, what's next? But I was just thinking, I was like, why am I getting a Mac if I'm going to switch to Premiere? Premiere's not locked to Mac at all. I think the original reason that I got Mac, that I got an Apple product. Okay, in the computer realm, I got like an iPod, but like computers here, was because I heard that they were good for editing, right? And I think I might have got it solely for the purpose of getting Final Cut Pro, because I knew that Final Cut Pro was only on Mac. So I think that's why I got it. So I did. I got an iMac. It's so weird to me thinking that like Mac and Apple, like, for some reason, they're like synonymous to me. I mean, but Mac is not like, Apple's the umbrella of Mac. Anyway, bunny trail. Anyway, so I got the Mac, and I've been using it, and it's been awesome. It's helped me in my editing career, like an exponential amount. I've been using it almost on a daily basis, pretty much on a daily basis for years. And, not like consistent, like, it's been at least for the past like year and a half or so. I've been editing on a daily basis. So it's been great, but it's not the industry standard anymore. I mean, I don't even know if it ever was, but Premiere is now the industry standard. Deadpool was edited on Premiere, an actual Hollywood movie that made millions and millions and millions of dollars, edited on Premiere. So I'm like, I knew the time was coming. I was like, yeah, but I'll stick with the Final Cut for now. But now it's like, I think I'd better, do it. Now, that being the case, me wanting to hop ship, I was like, okay, so being as I'm not locked in to Apple anymore, that opens the door for new possibilities in laptops. Because Mac laptops, it is no mystery to anybody, or no secret, I should say, that they are expensive. They're well made, but they're expensive. And I don't know that I want to spend that much money. And also, I tried the new MacBook Pros at like Best Buy, messed around with them. The keyboard, super weird to me. Anyway, I think I might go with a Dell laptop, because it's cheaper than the MacBook Pro that just came out, I think, last year or something like that. And it has like a crazy graphics card, and I think it might have 4 cores, and it's got like, it's really good. It's like really good. And so I'm like, crud, if I could edit on that thing, what's keeping me from going back to Windows? Granted, I do like the ease of Apple's operating system, but I don't know if that's enough, because I have a PC right now that I use, and I'm used to it. So it wouldn't be that big of a learning curve. So I might do it. Anyway. Oh my word, I've been talking for a while. Anyway, that's going to do it for me today. I'm going to go home now. I'm going to relax, because it's been kind of a crazy past couple days, and this is going to be the first day that I actually am able to go back to the apartment with a reasonable evening left, because the first day of the week, Monday, I had to go back to the house to finish up that credit with the lease and all that. Then I went back to Best Buy. Then last, no, realized that when I ended up getting home, it was like, I don't know, 9, 10, something like that. Then Tuesday, last night, I had a community group that I went to. That went until 8 or 8:15, something like that. So it's going to be nice to get home a little earlier. So it's going to be good. Anyway, that is going to do it for me today. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.